When it comes to motivation, there's a common mistake that leaders can make. Let's talk about it coming up. Hi, and welcome back to the basement. I'm Jeremy, and I want to talk about motivation today. I want to talk about two types of motivation. There are what we call true motivators, and these are the things that when we talk about motivation that we always talk about. What are the things that motivate employees in the workplace? Things like, job satisfaction, career development opportunities, feeling appreciated, all those things that we all can recite in our sleep. Those are true motivators. There's another kind of motivators that we call maintenance or hygiene factors. And when I say hygiene, we're not talking about, brushing your teeth and combing your hair, though that could come into play, I guess. But what those refer to, maintenance and or hygiene factors, those refer to the elements of a job or an environment that employees just expect. It's a given that those things will be there. For example, a company will never put an ad in the paper or online that says, "Hey, come work for us. We have air conditioning and restrooms." Okay, that's not going to motivate anyone to come work for your company. Why? Well, because everyone assumes that when they go to work for a company, they will have air conditioning and restrooms. Those are maintenance factors. They're hygiene factors. They're things that just have to be there. Now, those maintenance or hygiene factors will never motivate people, but if you take them away, they have a tendency to demotivate people, sometimes in a very big way. The mistake that we often make is that there are things we think are motivators and they're really not. They're more maintenance factors. And the biggest one is pay. I think leaders often assume that pay is the biggest motivator for most people. And for most people, it isn't. People assume they're going to get paid fairly to do their job. And so if we are holding out hope that making a paycheck is going to motivate people, we will be sadly mistaken. Now, there are some people that are very money motivated, and so that incentive of a big bonus check might work. But for most people, it doesn't. Okay? People just assume I'm going to work, I'm going to get paid for it. And one rule that we learn very early in our leadership tenure is don't mess with people's paycheck. Don't mess with people's paycheck. I worked for a company, and this is not an exaggeration. I worked for a company, fortunately only for about 6 months. You literally had to race to the bank on Friday and get there before everyone else so there'd be enough money in the account for you to cash your check. Okay? This was a company that had budget problems and cash flow problems. And there were a couple times where I didn't get there soon enough on Friday and I'd have to wait another 4 or 5 days to get my paycheck. A paycheck is not a motivator. We expect that. We expect that we'll be able to cash our paycheck. Now you take that away and it's a tremendous demotivator. Well, it demotivated me enough that I left the place. I didn't work there for long, right? That's an example. Maintenance or hygiene factors never really motivate, but you take them away and they will demotivate. Let me give you another example. We had a contact center in one location. There was a water line break. And basically the sewer lines were out. And so you could not use the restrooms at this site for a day. Now that might not seem like a big deal. And remember, I called them hygiene factors. Well, in this case, we're literally talking about hygiene. But this maintenance factor of just assuming we will have working restrooms, well, it never motivates people, but you take it away, and it's a tremendous demotivator. Okay. A lot of people wanted to go home, right? They didn't want to have to go to the gas station to use the restroom. Another example, Maintenance or hygiene factors are not motivators, but you take them away and they are demotivators. So the mistake that leaders can make is assuming that a maintenance factor is a motivator when in fact it's not. The true motivators are those things, again, that list that we already know about. The list of things like career development, like being told thank you, feeling appreciated, opportunities to take on new challenges. All those things are true workplace motivators, and we don't want to mistake the maintenance or hygiene factors for motivators when they aren't. Maintenance or hygiene factors got to be there. You have to have them. You take them away, they are tremendous demotivators, but you cannot assume that they will motivate people. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Leave your comments, and if you haven't done so yet, please take a minute and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Leading from the Basement. Bye-bye.